It cut off again, and I don't know where it cut off, so I'm going to reiterate this. I wanted to know who she was talking to. We got the moon, the fox, and the key here. So this is telling me that she's talking to a career investigator with the fox in the middle, and she's the one that has the key. She's the answer. She's the solution. I asked if she was talking to Letitia James. We got the house, the bouquet, and the heart. These are 2 positive cards. Yes, so it's telling me that she is talking to them, as well as quite possibly 2 members of the house. In the reading that we had done for her, it showed that she was blocked, or that there was some sort of a delay, but she was talking to another woman. And then I followed up with another reading, and in that double line of 5, we got the bear, the tower. I believe the sun was in there somewhere. So I'm assuming, and I'm going to go ahead and say that I think that that may be William Barr. He always shows up for me as the bear, a very large, strong, powerful person that's at the top of the institution, that's a VIP, with the tower and the sun showing up in that reading. So I know that he can't touch SDNY. It's out of his reach, but it looks like he's sniffing around to see what he can get, based on that previous reading. So I'm going to go ahead and ask now, and I hope the camera doesn't cut me off again, what they're talking about. Okay. Okay, so in this one we have the child, the stars, the rider, the clover, and the clouds. And then on the bottom row we have the anchor, the moon, the key, the ship, and the snake. So we can see here that there was a child involved, perhaps with something that had to do with technology, that he was delivering an opportunity, but then he covered it up and lied about it here. We're seeing here that there's been some sort of stability to a career with something that has to do, that's very important, that's overseas and foreign, and it has been lied about. There is a child that lied. Don Jr. keeps popping up, you guys. That kid's in more trouble than he would like to think. Let me see. This child is the key right here. He's been identified as a liar. He's been identified as having covered something up. They have the proof with the key mirroring the snake and the key knighting over to the clouds here. They have the proof of the opportunity that he took with a foreign ventures, perhaps something to do here with technology. I don't know if this is WikiLeaks, but it has to do with technology, getting the information. This could also be a thumb drive, a hard drive, a software, something that you plug into a network, a technology network. There's news of a visitor that lied here. So I don't know if he traveled to meet with Julian Assange. I don't know. Or if he had someone else travel to meet Julian Assange. I couldn't tell you. But it looks like they have the proof. They have evidence with the key right in the middle, news of evidence right in the center. This kid is going to sink with the child followed by the anchor here. They have rock solid evidence on him. He knights over to the key. The news is coming in about him. They have him. He's not getting out of it. If this is him trying to move along, big trouble. If this is him trying to move along, big trouble. There's foreign technology here and a career opportunity here, but they have him on it. So it looks like they have a rock solid case against this person. When it comes out, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. The clouds is June. The snake is July. That's already done and passed. And based on the previous readings, they have that stuff. It's sealed right now. And based on Pelosi's reading, it appears that Barr is the troublemaker here and why we haven't seen any movement. But based on what we're reading here and what we read on the previous read, it looks like her and SDNY, perhaps Letitia James, because there's a woman that she's talking to, perhaps is giving her confirmation. Yeah, we have rock solid evidence on this kid. We have everything we need. I want to know, got another question for Pelosi, because that other one had left me with a lot of questions. I'm going to ask if Pelosi is coordinating with SDNY. So we're getting a maybe. We have the woman, which is neutral, the heart, which is positive, and the child, which is neutral. We're getting a maybe. I don't think that they're allowed to coordinate, because I know that when they get subpoenaed by Congress, they don't have to comply, or they, I think they've already been subpoenaed once and they're just like, no, because they're doing their own thing. Barr can't interject. There's a maybe here, but I don't know why Junior's acting all high and mighty, because his goose is cooked. It's just a matter of time. Let's see if we can see what they're talking about in the house. Good, we got the birds. It's exactly what we wanted to see, what they're talking about. And there's the house, what they're talking about in the house. Huh. Okay, so we're seeing on this very top row the ring, the heart, the birds, the anchor, and the house. And then on the bottom row, we're seeing the letter. We are seeing the mountain. We are seeing the clover, the sun, and the bouquet. We're seeing some sort of an agreement or a partnership here, perhaps to sign on to the actual articles or the report, because we're seeing the birds, which is talking and communicating. So what they're talking about, and then members of the house here. It looks like they have a pretty strong, solid case. Perhaps members of the house are quite happy, and they're talking about an opportunity of when to strike, maybe, even though I'm not seeing the scythe here. They may be trying to negotiate partnerships here, lucky opportunities, perhaps swing opposition over to their side, with the mountain being right here. That's a delay, an obstruction, something that's going to take a long time, but then it clears up. So this could be a permanent delay or a permanent obstacle as well, but it clears up right here. We're seeing that a lot of people are going to be quite happy and generous about whatever is being offered to members of the house. We're seeing happy arrangements and happy agreements here. And this is the house with articles. It looks like that number, if this is the article, the mountain is a delay and obstruction, something that takes a long time to get around. For timing, it's 3 months, the 21st of the month, or the winter. So it looks like perhaps once we get past the winter, or from 3 months from when the conversations first started about drafting up articles of impeachment, then we start to see progress. The House is back in session in September. We're seeing the House here, followed by the bouquet, which is card number 9, which is September. So it looks like once they come back into session, the hearings start with the birds and the clover. That's when they start the hearings. They're going to experience some delays or some blocks. Can't really tell who this is coming from, but there's a permanent obstacle here. That could be William Barr. Creating a permanent obstacle, but we're going to see the hearings, the committees, the talking, speaking, using your voice to speak, an opportunity to speak, an opportunity to hear. These two mirror each other. This is an invitation. So this is probably more than likely subpoenas. It's going to be blocked, or they're going to try to delay it here, but then it clears up. I'm not seeing the tower, so I can't say that the courts will interject. But it looks like members of the House, they're talking and negotiating about holding these hearings, and perhaps coming up with some sort of a plan to overcome the obstacles that will be placed from having people come in to speak right in the center of the reading here. But the House is successful once they come back in September with the House card number 4, followed by the bouquet card number 9. So that's the House in September. We could read it that way. If this was her slow walking, even though I'm not seeing her here, the question was, what are they talking about in the House here and here? Perhaps they're saying, hey, stop with the delays. Let us move forward, because that's where it clears up here. So perhaps they could have been telling her, move out of the way, step aside, stop slow walking, move the obstacles, and we're going to clear this thing. They could also be talking about the obstacles that are going to be presented to them by the current administration. This letter here could be on the corners here. It could be subpoenas coming out of the House for people to come in to speak. And perhaps they're talking about a game plan to overcome the obstacles there. So I'm not seeing any money cards here. None. So we don't have the fish. We don't have the bear. The mountain also speaks of a powerful enemy. So usually William Barr shows up for me as the bear. Big person, powerful, an authority figure. But it looks like people may have told her her stubborn slowness here, her stubborn delays need to be set aside so that they can move forward and do what they need to do. And it looks like after enough people got into her ear and started talking, she was happy to comply here with a happy agreement here for the House to have articles or paperwork or documents. This could also be talking about the documents, perhaps other parts of the report that were blocked, that they can't get to because Barr, the powerful enemy, is blocking them. And perhaps there's conversations there on how they're going to get that, or what their strategy is going to be to get these documents that he is not allowing to come out. But then it clears up right here. So yeah. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. It looks like the House is going to be successful. They're going to stand strong and remain strong. Come September, there's unity here with the ring and the bouquet, and the ring also mirroring the House. It looks like there's strong unity and a very powerful bond here based on the discussions and the meetings and the negotiations that they had and what they were talking about. But it looks like they are mostly talking about an obstacle to get these the reports or paperwork or documents that are needed, but it clears up. So we are at 19 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and wrap that up here. And I think the next one I want to do is for Jerry Nadler. Yay. So I will see you guys on my next one. Thank you so much for being with me here today. Bye.